where today we're sharing something called the WTF Framework. Specifically, it is the idea of how the heck were we able to get 220 plus demos at Inbound 25. It's how we run all our events. So I'll spend as much time as you want to spend time with me talking about this. I have a presentation I'm going over. We'll go pretty quick. But before we get started, there are a few announcements I would like to make. First one is I'm going to have Robert Jones join me. Robert, we are going to do what we are convicted to do. And one of those, we talk about WTF moments. That's not just in person, it's also virtual. And I hate talking heads. So I hate myself right now. I hate you right now. That's okay. But we're going to move past what everybody else is doing, and we're going to move to what we think is the future. And you're a part of that. Would you want we call it the BSTN. And so Robert's spearheading that.
BSTN. We'll play the.
Yes, that's incredible. It sounds like someone's farting. Robert, are we making another one?
Yeah, quick intro. Yeah, there it is. The idea is to make it look like something that's familiar to what our audience and the people that are going to engage already are used to, which is SportsCenter. So we have this as well. And that starts on October 16th. It's been to say it's a lot of work to figure out all of the mechanics and logistics and production and StreamYard is an understatement, but hard things are worth it.
Yeah, what's great is no one here cares how hard it is. All they care is that it's great.
That's right.
And we are evolving, and we will become, like we've always been doing for the last 2 years, it will become more and more like a news network. And it will be we'll be showing things weekly, bi-weekly. We'll have different shows. And so we have 3 shows printed out. We'll have people from community joining us, and it will not suck like most. I don't even like doing webinars, quite frankly. I like having fun and making people smile. And so this is part of the WTF. Okay, guys, appreciate Rob. Thank you. You'll see a lot more of Rob as we start incorporating all we do into News Web Network stuff. Okay, appreciate you. That is coming out on the 16th. More to follow. And if you want to collaborate with us, just send us a note. We'll do that too. Next announcement, I'll go a little bit of super things. I think it is helpful to know about them and see them. Announcement number 1, and we don't have this. It'd be cool if we did. If I had these, I could actually share them virtually. Is number 1. If you haven't done it yet, I just want to hear. We will always be the best lift and shift portal duplication replication tool in all the land, whether it's applied to sandbox production or whether it's applied to client deliverables. We just will be. And one of the things we've done recently is put in the install assets, and we put a giant upgrade that people have been asking us for. If you haven't seen it yet, I posted about it today on LinkedIn, and it's also in our Super Jam channel. Number 2 is in process boards. We now support end users as a primary object or user. So what that means is you can actually have the user object, and if you can check if users have their email set up, and you can check if they have XYZ. That is a process board. You can literally measure adoption at its most core and basic level of people inside HubSpot and be able to show it and ask people to do things in it. So know that is now live. You probably need to reconnect to your HubSpot connector if you don't see it today. We do it. Matt, where is the best place to get all these feature updates? We post them all the time, and they're always not up to date. If you don't have it, we have something. We'll put it into the comments right now, and I will share my screen so you see it. I'm going to share my screen a different way. It's called the change log. You're probably seeing this now. Can you see my screen? No, I have to add it. Then you can see my screen. Perfect. It's called the change log. It's where we put all of our updates at, and you'll see that. So examples, we now have certifications where an action plan can go and create certifications. So this changes. LMSs, in my opinion, are corporate malpractice. I think that's no longer a problem. Knowledge transfer does not help people do. Knowing more does not do more. That is not true. However, you still need to train people and create inputs. So we're just giving you more ways to do it. One of them is APs and certifications. You can use this. This is what we use internally. You'll see you can create certification when you fix it. Trigby, call out to Trigby. He is using this for the sales camp for the boot camp for HubSpot. This is, we now support videos inside of Super. So since Super does a distribution, it's not up to 1 gig. This is your actual videos, not just a Loom video, but you can download and upload directly, and Super can host it for you. This is the HubSpot resources that I was talking about. That's pretty hot and fly that I think you need to look at. And just getting that quick. Okay, we're not spending any more time on that. I'm going to unshare and then reshare here in a second. Okay, so let's get into the WTF stuff. Let me see. We have any comment of Ashley. Will this be recorded? Correct. Okay, I'm gonna get into the WTF framework and let us get started. Share my screen, my window, that one. Do it. Okay. My sideshow. I'm gonna add it to my little face up here. Okay, what the WTF framework? I love when I care. Let me be clear. This is probably WTF framework. I care very little about spelling errors. Just in general, I care about doing things very quickly and getting things done. One of the issues you'll say, stop optimizing events for demos. Stopped optimizing events for demos. We thought 0. In fact, Ashley would bring it up and I would say, stop thinking about it. We'd have the salespeople would bring it. How are we going to get? I said, stop thinking about it. It does not matter until it's like the last thing. It's a logistical concern. It is not the primary concern. The biggest issue, if you walk away for nothing, for the 4 people that are in here right now, remember, do not optimize for demos. If you do, you lose every time. You will never outperform someone that's doing the other ways. I'm not lying to you. I just would be like, it's one thing for me to say it out loud. It's another thing for me to execute it. So there are 2 things. You see this 96. That was our first inbound 25 when we first came to the scene. We learned a whole lot from that. We did some things really wrong, some things right. And then we learned a lot. We went to inbound on 25, and that is 200. I mean, this is a little bit. We did 220 demos. I mean, this is people walking to our booth, coming to our booth, seeing it, looking at something, talking to us, and booking a demo. This is not number of people tagged. This isn't a list creation. These are booked on our calendar. It literally blew up our entire company. I had to take demos. Even on the day of, everybody had to give a demo. We had our product team. Sales was inundated. We probably missed demos because we weren't organized for it, quite frankly, because we had Ashley was giving demos to people and she doesn't know how to give demos to people, an example, because she ran the event. It's hard. This is what I mean. It broke us in the best possible ways. So I'm going to say this is, and this is things we get colloquially. I mean, there's no actual awards for this, except there's bloggers that said, hey, Super had the best booth at inbound.
You guys look great. You stand out above everybody else.
We're the best in all of inbound?
Yes, absolutely. the best dressed, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's someone telling us we had the best booth on 2025, which is awesome. It's all like this is the comments we're getting over and over and over again. We are literally still getting leads. I met with a lead last week and I said, how did you hear about us? And he's like, oh, I saw your booth in last year, and I'm just now getting around to scheduling my demo. Mind blown, right? That's what created the lead. And it's some like 200 user deal we're working now. We did not have the best party in inbound 24, so I'm not going to claim it. We didn't. The framework wasn't executed well. We did, and I would say at least people telling us we had a party that was fun. People danced, people smiled, people had made memories. It was fun, and so this all resulted in us getting 228 demos, and we literally never thought about it. Literally never thought about it. So I'm going to say optimizing for demos, and we've done it twice. Okay, so why do people think demos are a priority? It's really important we sit with this because there is logic here. This is not people just made it up. This is real. It is. Events are expensive. Ashley, I'll ask you to put in the comment, how much does an event cost to do at Salesforce or any of these big events? We spent $500,000 at inbound 24. That's a lot of money. We spent $300,000 last year. This year. That's a lot of money. And so when you're spending a lot of money, it is natural and even necessary for someone to say, is it worth the time we're spending? And this is not time spent. This is money spent, right? If we did time, it'd be even more. Is it worth it? That's a appropriate question. That is a worthy question. The answer will almost always be no if you optimize for demos for it. Now let's go, and I'll tell you why. But here's how a CFO thinks about that, because they're not in marketing, they're not thinking, they're not experiencing. What they think is, if I spend that much money, I must return 3x my revenue in Y months, or 4x or 5x. Often it's 10x. And they'll say, hey, I don't care what you do. Here's your money. I just need 25 demos. And that's often because I think. So marketing sets booked demos as their KPI. And this is real. You have book demos as my KPI, which makes us start. So like, what happens next? This is what happens next. You get a booth and the lead list matters. The lead list matters so much because it is the leads. It's the only thing marketing can claim. They have their this is my lead list and I have to work it. And you then pound them into the sand to make sure that you get leads from this list. You have a demo goal, and it's the only way you can justify your metric, and it's straight vanity. This is how every marketing department I talk to usually runs. And if they don't run this, like they say they don't run this, what they do, you get lead list and you run something against it. This is why people, when they're doing sponsorships, will say, here's my lead. I just don't care about lead lists. WTF frameworks, I don't care about lead lists. So here's a reality and why this doesn't work, even though it's a good thought. It is buyer journeys are just not linear. It's why HubSpot now, whether you like it or not, it's one of the reasons HubSpot now has something called loop marketing. I told Robert this, I showed notes. I have found a double loop out there. Just like people see double rainbows, I found a double loop. And if you twist it enough, it becomes DNA. Attribution is on a single event is just straight fiction, almost exclusively like straight fiction, unless you can get someone to sign up. But no one's I saw you right here today and I'm going to buy right now. Like that logic is just irrational at this point, and someone is naive if they think that's true. So to base events on straight booking demos is not how it works. Because people just show up later. I mean, this happened. I saw you in inbound 24. You know what? If I was actually doing attribution in inbound 24 and I cared about this, Ashley would never have gotten value to this because she wouldn't be here anymore. But we spent $500,000 and we didn't get $500,000 of value back already. If I thought that way, our marketing, like Robert wouldn't work here right now. We wouldn't have 2 video editors. Right? That's not how the world works. Like that is, if I thought this way, then we wouldn't organize the way we wouldn't be starting a news network. So this is a truth. Buyers, and I'll go to the death on this one. This is a hill I'll die on. Buyers do not. Logic is this a lot like, hey, is it going to work? Is much, 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 much more emotional than it is logical. It is much more emotional than it is logical because they have to make a bet and they have to trust and they have to think. And whether the software works or not, you are creating emotions in people, and they are fundamentally, is this a good bet? Am I going to bet my business on this? For us helping solutions partners, that is the question they're asking us. Is this a good bet? Am I going, like, they're sink or swim? And so we have to, there's an emotional play. Do I trust? Do I like even being with these people? Are they the people? Do I want to do business? This matters way more. And it's going to get more true as AI shows up more. People will crave authenticity more, and they want to be with the people they like, not to be with robots. This will be even more true, not less true. And AI will reveal people don't make logical decisions. It will not help people make logical decisions. It would be the other way around. Logic follows feelings in B2B, not the other way around, because that's how we're created this way. So if you start getting to this point, this is where the WTF framework is birthed, and it shifts the KPI. And so we do not, the primary concern, and I know you're here, but I don't remember. And you can talk I know you want to be here. You can talk in the comments or put something up or make this a good poll. What was our demo? What was our demo goal. Yeah. What was our demo goal for inbound 2025? What was the goal? Like, what was how many demos were we trying to get inbound 2025?
0.
0. I actually said a 0. I said 0. I just wanted everybody to hear it. I said, and then Ashley come, but Matt, doesn't make it 0. Doesn't make any sense. 0. It would just be like every single time. Is that correct? I just want to make sure.
You're correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I think I'm talking to a wall. I'm talking to a computer screen. Not everybody. I don't think everybody believes me. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. You can go again. That was twice. Thank you. I've already violated our agreement, Ashley. Don't optimize for that. So the reason I say 0 isn't I want demos. Like we need to go. Like we're trying to. It's just so low. It's just so low on the priority. So this is the birth of this. Is WTF just means what? I don't like to curse, but I do like to win. So I use WTF. Like, wow, that's fun. But it should be like, what the, like that's what we're actually like, what the F is happening over there? That's fresh. And you actually need people stop. They must stop and say, what's happening over there? That's it. You must make them stop. And the art of marketing is making sense. It is not explaining what you do. It is not like I don't care if you don't know what super does. I care that you want to know what super does. Let me say it again. I don't care if you know what super does. I care that you want to know what super does. Marketing optimizes for the post one, and the all waterfall math tries to say, just to tell them, that's why if you go to Super's website and you can't figure it out, doesn't matter to me right now. I care that you book a demo. And like, cause there's like getting it, like, it's not as important. We don't organize for you knowing. We organize for you believing. I don't organize for you knowing. We organize for you believing. And believing is an emotion as much as it is something else. So as a framework, I do feel odd. I'm gonna sit. I got my 5 people. If anybody wants to encourage, we got 5. Blake, you're not even real. I'm pretty sure you're Blake on our team. Tracy, Shelley, Lindsay, you're not real. We got 3 people, so I'm talking to 3 people. So if y'all have real questions, we can spend some time together. So like put them in if you actually are here talking. If not, it was good. It was a good practice in making this up. The framework itself, in state is you won't, Lindsay. I don't feel real today. You are so real, Lindsay. You're just. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tracy. In state is so when you have WTF is everything must be themed, and so you must go hard in the theme, and everyone must believe it. You must success is success is you need to make a metric on this: curiosity, shareability, and emotional resonance. That is success. So what I care most about, and we would say, hey, I don't want 100 demos set. I want 100 people. I want 100 people that we literally see stop and point. And so what we measure is how many people point at Supered. And when you think that way, then you can get demos. So we measure for emotional resonance and shareability. That's why, hey, can I take a picture with you? Hey, what do you do? Hey guys, I don't know what you do, but I love the pink. What do you do? So when we were at these booths, people come up to us. We did not come up to other people, right? For the most part. Okay. So here are the pillars in which all of this sits. Pillar 1, and I like to say is 50 meters away. 50 meters away. So that means from a distance. You need something that says it's obvious and intriguing. So someone should be able to see or hear or something that is 50 meters away can hear or see you. So you have a theme, and then from 50 to 30 meters away, it may be, if I was doing college football theme, we may have a football keeps flying over, up and down. Like I like to think vertically as well. So something high, like something happens up and down. There needs to be, there's an anchor to this, right? There's a prop, there's a color, there's a sound, and it happens over and over again from a distance. Then when people actually walk up, there's a 5 meter. And so think of this 50 meter away, what the F is happening over there? And then 2 meters away, what the F just happened? Did that really just happen to me? Right? It's what's happening over there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's happening to me now. So you need 2 different experiences. Once they're there, there's a human connection. and you're not trying to demo, right? You're just saying there's something that makes them say WTF that's not a demo. So it cannot be a demo. Then number 3, everyone's in uniform. Yeah. So Blake's coming in. I've never worked at a booth where it says, I don't know what you do, but I had to come find out. That happens at our booths. People just come to us and just say, I really want to know what you're doing because I don't know what you do. We have had close won revenue from that question. So then number 3, uniforms. This is a big one, a cohesive team outfit that creates identity, and it from head to toe. So we believe from this WTF framework, this means hat, glasses, shirt, pants, underwear, sock. I mean, I'm not joking here. Socks, shoes. And every single person wears the same thing from the beginning of the show for the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And we all look the same the entire time because the show does not stop at the booth. What? Yeah, the booth is not what we're doing. We're creating experiences for people at the event. We are one cohesive. A booth is where we are for a point in time. We are an entire event. So 50 meters, 5 meters, the uniform matters way more than you think it does. And this is the immersive. Is when you are at the booth or anywhere you are with us, there's an immersive feeling that feels like a mini world. The way it looks, the way it smells, what we're doing, what we're wearing, what we're saying, all of it. It's a mini world. And if you do this, I know it sounds so simple. It is. And that's why I'm flabbergasted that we don't have more of these. And so that's where you start getting a lot of the photos and the moments. Okay. Now I got some examples. We'll do from ours. We'll do best booth visual. Actually, I guess I can click it. If you would just go and I'll respond. Let's do some of our booth for 2024. Let me show you what this means to us. Admin Central is the thing. So those are good. Some things to call out here. We had this big, and there are a lot of things that went wrong with 2024 that I wish I could explain to y'all, but neither here nor there. It is what you saw was we had this superhero admin central thing. We're going to be the place where admins are. They can feel comfortable. We had places to sit and places to be, and people would say, "Hey, that was my home base." Yeah, it was really huge. We did a full activation. That was in Boston. That was pretty big. Yeah. So we had gaming centers, and we had we had like sponsors that would come in. Everybody had their own superhero. We had I hope you saw the uniforms that came out. We had places to get coffee. We had tattoos you could get of different items. We had our own event it was called an event within an event. So we had this very visually big, very visually appealing place. I did let's do booth. I don't have this here, but let's do booth 2025 actually for some stuff.
Rob here, Mayor of Inbound. We're going to play the Emoji golf ball quiz game. I'm Rob, I'm the Mayor of Inbound. Instructions are simple. Just drop this dice, whatever it lands on. I'm going to ask you the corresponding question on this top secret question. People have been asking me, Rob, why did you guys decide to walk to the conference at the Moscone Center this morning instead of Uber? Said it's not that far. It's just a couple blocks.
is a tune for all the admin out there. The ones in the back making magic happen while everybody else takes all the credit. I'll tell a little story with a beat that's slapping. Picture this, I'm sitting at my desk at 9. Boss in the Slack to me, the hotline.
We got a big problem, can you fix this mess?
There's a problem with reporting, huh? Well, I'm not stressed. Cause check it, I got skills they don't understand. I can build a workflow with one hand, passing out solutions like I'm dealing blackjack. I'm like air traffic control, but for the tech stack, I design, I build, then I train and update. If people have an issue, I'm the one they locate. Here's my little secret, and it's why we grow. I really never panic, I just work the flow. Just work, work.
That flow,
Just work, work.
that flow,
Just work, work.
that flow,
Just work, work.
that flow.
Now it's 2 a.m. and I'm sound asleep. I wake up with a startle cause I hear a beep. I'm like, damn, guys, you really must be joking. Before I even read it, I know something's broken. Don't put up a fight, just grind through the night. 7 hours later, everything is back right. First meeting about to start and it's time to go. Some people run on fumes, I just work the flow. Just work, work.
That flow,
Just work, work.
that flow,
Just work, work.
that flow,
Just work, work.
that flow.
Wow, that was great. Man, the super team is the media team did good work. So there's other stuff on this WTF framework once you have it that you're starting to see. Rob, you put in there, we made an entire music album. Right? Once you start thinking about experiences and not thinking about demos, you put your efforts in places. We had a music album. We had music that came with this. We had culminating events. And so one of the things is this event is not a booth. It is a experience that culminates into these several different spaces where people are. So we had an event. We had admin of the year come with this. We gave away $10,000. And so we had some cool, all of that going together. You saw both the best party. We had people at the door the entire time. Not everybody even made it in. It was fun. And still people like from last year are talking about, is there anything else on this, Ashley, from 2024 party on this that we didn't show? Yeah. So this is our 2024 party. We did. Fun. So yeah, so there's a lot of fun you can do. You see this as there's a lot of smiling, there's a lot of fun, and if you're not having fun and if it doesn't make you smile, then it's not WTF quality. And so that's part of this litmus test on things that we have. Okay, the one thing I want to get us to is like one of the questions I always get: How do I talk to CFOs if this is true? Number one, use us as examples. If you call me into a conversation, I will actually help you build a case for how we can do this better. We need more people doing this in the HubSpot ecosystem because it helps everyone. We grow, we get bigger and better together, and it will have long tail effects on the entire ecosystem. The more people doing this, it is. If we look at events, a singular events where people purchase and are sourced in the same pace in the same place, it's not worth. No event's worth it. Period. No event's worth it. If you open up and you start thinking about how people buy today, events become one of the most provocative, experiential, and authentic ways to create relationships and experience with people that will be beyond the event itself. And if you do it in a way that's not for demos. You will start doing things like ecosite mindshare. People get good bet status. Hey, I know them. I think they're good. And you're starting to get like there's a level of the saturation that occurs. The reality check is if marketing is just a cost center, it's never just a cost center if it's measured right. We don't even do real outbound today. Everything we built our entire company to $3 million, really freaking hard for a SaaS company, especially in the HubSpot ecosystem. There is no SaaS companies that are HubSpot native doing well, really, really well, except super. Like, why? Why is that true? It's because it's really freaking hard, and you have to look at experiences first. And events are not lead capture. They're not where a point in place where you capture leads. They're where you create belief in people and the humans that are there. It's where you get experiences, where you create fun. It is not a capture moment, it's a belief moment. So the math is experience, belief, pipeline, revenue. And they don't go in that order. If you give people experiences, they can start believing you, but you can start having people come in demos, and you can start then having revenue. And it starts. I don't like loop. That's called a flywheel, right? That's called a flywheel. That happens here. Demos are a side effect, never the goal. My goal is 0. I hope I get 400, right? Okay, that is it. That's the WTF framework, guys. I think some other things here that we can show. We can share this as proof. Here's an example. My boy Caleb King, and we operate. This is part of a larger strategy we call surround bound, which is anywhere. And if you're thinking about the problem set we solve, we will be there in some way, in some capacity. So WTF framework applies actually to not more just events, but to virtual things. That's why we're creating the BSTN Network. We're not calling it bustin'. I was told I couldn't say that. We're calling it bestin' for a bit, right? Even though to me, bustin's more WTF, let me be clear. I've always been impressed by Caleb and Super, starting from the high energy personalized videos. So one of our outbound, we only send outbound. We have to send videos. You have to send videos because it's part of the WTF idea. And finally, we had the ability to meet in person, and it becomes meeting in person. This was not a lead capture. This was an experience into belief, into pipeline. And that's where it starts. It starts with humans. It starts with belief, experiences. Do you have another one? Yeah, this is my boy Daniel from HubSpot. We have not tried to work with HubSpot reps at any capacity in any way. We have created no experiences for them. Rob maybe one day will do that by sending everybody to an NBA game or something. We have not tried to do it. Yeah, he is the man. He did this, and we're the only people he went and talked about. And he's like, hey, they threw a bump and after party in one of my favorite places, and booth was great, swag was great, created memorable places, made songs that helped create that experiences, had a camera crew that was like this. All this stuff is not about optimizing for demos. It's about getting people a feeling about what Super stands for, who we are. And it turns into this. Not about being, we did not start, we would never get his mind share by being the best. We need a good product, but we first need something you can believe in and people you can believe in. That creates this. Okay. If anybody has any questions, I'm here to do it, hopefully.
But how do you get everyone to do everything the same and wear uniforms?
Is that Ashley's question?
I'm reading questions from the poll.
Oh, how do you get, this is great. So that's Ashley forcing everybody to put on the same uniform. And so this is this is a lot of work. This doesn't happen overnight. Everybody has to have sizes. You have to have the right, and you have to organize it by person. And you'll see in this, I don't know what Ashley's doing right there, but we have everybody has assignments, and there's a piece of paper in front of it. And when you start optimizing for that was a really good point, Ashley. When you start optimizing, we can take my screen off. When you stop optimizing for demos, all of the creativity and the strength of people can be unleashed. The creativity and the strength of people can be unleashed. Rob walks around interviewing people and making great experiences for people. He's starting to talk to customers, and that
I love you.
That's our invisible dog named Process. He peed on some people's feet.
That video was sent to me by somebody random. So that was not Grant or the video team. Somebody took that video of me walking the invisible dog, and as we got up to the entry point we were going to, whatever spot, she says, "Is that an invisible dog?" I took a video of it. Would you like it? And so we tapped phones and sent that over. But those are the type of WTF experiences that literally create gravity to draw people into. And then, you know, she sent me the asset, which was awesome.
I did not know that story. That's cool. Okay, everybody. If I don't get an answer, if I don't get a question in 5 minutes, we're going to. I say 5 minutes. I meant.
I'm not sitting here for 5 minutes. So
seconds.
The uniform thing helps when it's top down. So when the CEO does it and is involved, that helps a ton. As somebody that has worn outfits, uniforms, costumes, suit, whatever you want to call it, it really helps when that's demonstrated from founder, CEO down. It helps people get on board.
So Shelly, yeah, we can turn this into. I can do this. Look, come on. Well, I didn't know it made these little popping heads here. The framework's great, but I like. By the way, we have this core like but means framework's great and it doesn't matter. I would love to hear. This is a joke. I would love to hear like all the logistics stuffs. So you hear me. I think none of the logistics matter unless that framework's in place. Because as soon as you start doing logistics, you start organizing. If that framework is not done, is not codified, doesn't know we're making decisions, it will literally end up being, how do I get demos? I had to stop all the time people from trying to organize for demos. So the reason you didn't hear me do any logistics stuff here is because I didn't let my team talk about logistics until after we had all this stuff done. I truly did not let them do it. Do you know how we coordinated demos, Shelly? I'm gonna be clear because you're not gonna be like, that's crazy. Yes, it's crazy. We didn't think about demos until till Crispy. I said, hey, Crispy, you're in charge of demos. Figure it out. Here's how we're set up. Day one, generally, here's the flow. We had a booth schematic. And so we did experience. Here's where we think it's going to happen. You're going to go on the floor and you're going to tell the sales team what to do about it. And we did it about a day before. I know. Don't hate me. All the logistics is about creating the experience and getting people in uniform, 50 meter, 5 meter, uniform.
Go hard in the theme. Like let the theme guide you through each day.
As somebody that also is not on the sales team, Matt, just maybe this is kind of how Shelly meant it, teeing up demos. It went from, I also, who's not in sales and is relatively new, I started in July, had to take some of those and had to talk to people, and everybody's question was the same, which is, what is super? And after 3 or 4 conversations with different sales ops, marketing, even social media people, I realized reframing that to, that's not a good question. Where is super is a better question. And that led to, what do you mean? Immediately that teed up the demo, not even thinking about it, but positioning it like that. If teeing up means like handing off or getting people to want to see it, that's how I
would put tee up because this is where we get, and this is my things. And Steve Blakeson here said we did pre-plan. Yeah, there was pre-planning for what to say, and what we thought we were going to say is never what it's actually going to say. And so I think the planning for it is actually, it's wasted time and wasted space. What is true and what we did have is roles. Hey, salesperson, your role in this experience is going to be sitting there ready for people who want demos. They knew that. Yeah. We had people's roles. Hey, Robert's roles is walking around with an invisible dog. That's a role, right? Like your job is to go create, and at this time you're going to be creating spaces. Actually, my role was meeting with customers from beginning to end and making sure it was booked up and talking to as many customers as possible. So having roles is separate for this. How do you tee up demos? We had Crispy at the beginning would come in and would say, hey, people that come to you. And so I never, like, my tee up for a demo would be, they'd say, hey, I'm here. I don't know what super is. You're like, oh, well, that talk track, like you need to. What WTF by definition means you're going to have people saying WTF. And so you need a talk track for people saying, what is super? So Ashley's going to bring up something so you can see it and better, Shelly, because as we put this stuff up, so you can share this.
I think I'm sharing my screen.
You are. I got to put it in the spotlight. Let me a second. Let me and we got to get rid of this question. I don't know how to do this. Oh, I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, here's we used a super action plan.
So, let me go roles. So every team member, as Matt was explaining, has a role. So you'll see in the super to action plan, this is what we do Friday before flying out to inbound. Everyone receives their plan of what they'll be doing on site in groups. Everyone's uniform checklist is in here. This is the tote bag they received in the hotel room that you saw the video from. We have a library of content. So to talk about surround bound, this is what we're posting every day at inbound. This is where the team can come to find all their assets. There's QR codes for booking sales demos, getting people registered to the party that we just have on our phones ready to go. And then each day is completely laid out with what the team is doing, where we're meeting, where everyone's at. You'll see there's groups. So Superd never travels anywhere solo. We're all assigned groups. So Superd is everywhere. We divide out every party, every event happening at inbound and make sure we have coverage at every single one of them. So you'll see like 6:20, this group needed to go here. And all of this is outlined throughout the entire week. So does that help, Shelly?
I'm going to semi-answer for Shelly and say, yeah. So what happens when you have the WTF framework is all those logistics have to be there in order to create experiences. And Shelly, that's the difference, and that's why. I mean, I actually I want to do it, time it, plan it. What's the plan for demos? And I'd be like, what's the framework? How are we making decisions? What's the experience we want to give? How are people feeling when they are here? Mm-hmm. That'd be helpful if we have a little more time. Ashley, you can show, we had the Canva and show like how we designed it, right? I mean, it's ugly on how we, like, quite frankly, but we just had to visualize things. And so I would be like, hey, Ashley, top down, what does it look like? How am I going to feel? What's the 5-meter thing? What's the thing we're going to give people? So we had roses. We would literally, hey, you look like you want a rose. And we would have ways we could engage with people without talking, we had reasons to engage. Never, hey, do you want a demo? We never said those words, ever. Because that's not what we're doing. We're giving people experiences. And so you have to operationalize to give your teams the ability to give them experiences. Actually, looks like you're looking for it. Shelly, we're here for you. So whatever other questions you have, I'm here to help.
I'll follow up with you on that, Shelly.
Oh, the Canvas stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to show it right now? You can't find your Canva?
Thanks, Matt.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're just sitting. Haha, did that last one disappear? What's the last one? Oh, one of the questions you ask, I'll do as she gets this up. How do you logistically book them on site against a vast sales team? Okay, so this is one of the strategic. This is things we do in Superd, and I don't have to solve that problem in this way. You need a pre-routing. So you need to think about, if someone asks for a demo, how do we collect their information? So we had all that pre-done. You saw we had QR codes, we had pre-routing, we had everything booked, we had our calendars ready. We tested them, because someone booking a demo is what? An experience. So how easy is it? But I only think from experiences. I never think from logistics. Okay, so here's stuff as we're thinking about it. Specifically, I want to see the booth layout.
Guys, I pulled up the wrong desk.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have the We Are. This was way early.
There we go.
You're forgiven.
All right. Is my screen? I see a different screen. What is happening?
I'm going to get rid of your other screen and try to reshare. Yeah, you're showing a different You're sharing one Canva tab. That's the wrong Canva tab.
Oh my gosh. There we go. I don't know how to use this.
You do, Ashley. Remember,
I believe.
you do know how to do this.
There we go. All right.
There it is. Okay, so every day we talk about, like, we had a visual for here's what this is going to look like, and we ordered. So each day we had here's the glasses, and here's the things we're going to do. We have the hats. We had like put it all together. And so example of stuff here, if is on the top right, that's our admin block party, and you can start seeing all the elements together, Shelly, and like, okay, this is a kind of experience we knew where we would be on the floor. And so the question is, as people are walking left or right, straight or back, what are they going to see and how they're going to see? So then we went from one side, okay, here's how we're going to put these elements together. And then from the other side, here's how we're going to put these elements together. And then we're like then we're here. It's like, okay, here's the party and the booth. This is actual party. Where is all the elements going to go? How are people going to walk through it? And so when Ashley's showing me these things, I'm asking questions like, where are people stationed? Where are they going to be? What's the first thing they're going to see? What's the first thing they're going to hear? What are they going to smell? Where are
The
they?
lightning bolts are team members. So you would notice like station, and then they would get their groups assigned to their lightning bolt.
Yep. Here's the check. Also, keep going. Is there anything? This is some of the elements that we use to plan. And it started to all come together. Okay, I'm going to call that, unless Shelly, you got 5 seconds to write one more thing, and we'll show you anything you'd like.
Tracy's still on too. So Shelly, Tracy.
Okay, everybody, I appreciate y'all. We do have for
Oh,
okay. I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. Wait, received.
okay, wait. We're waiting.
Now I got to know. It's going to be an epic question.
You're welcome, Tracy. You know where to find us if you have questions.
Test.
Yes, we see that 10 by 10 booth. It was a 10 by 10 on each side, so a 20 by 20 footprint. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but
I almost want to add Shelly to the room. You did a small booth for the PGA? Any tips? This is okay for the PGA. I'm gonna go Tracy real.
the B theme booth.
Yeah. You did a small group for the PGA. Any tips from that experience? So yeah, we went to what was that one called?
For SAT stock. So nothing changes on the actual framework. So for inbound, we actually had the same size booth on each side that we had for SAS stock. A 10 by 10 is pretty standard on a show floor.
That thing was sticky.
Yes. So still we pick a theme, we define the WTF framework, and then we work back from there. So this is a flip method from traditional field marketing where you go logistics first and then experience. We do experience first, then logistics. Matt, will you take the question? How did you get the question off?
Oh, I pushed this button.
Okay. So
Do we have anything to show from that?
that's grabbing.
Like it was around the beat, and so we had to combine two brands as well. And so I would say sticky was the methodology, and a win from this. And I would say we did that win how long ago?
May.
We landed last like 3-4 days ago a 200 user deal from. This is what I want to be really big about. So that's an event, but in that event we did what? We created a methodology. We created some branding. We created music with it. We created all this different stuff because it culminates. So everything has to, and the WTF, and that was missing one of the pillars. There's always a culmination point, and it culminated. And they had a webinar that we weren't even part of. It ended up being for it was a $3,000. One of our largest end user customers came from Sticky. That, and it just now landed 6 months later.
Yeah.
And how much did we spend altogether? About 15K.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So Shelly and Tracy, this is an example, and I can give you this template if you want it. But this is how we create a work back timeline this is the logistics piece once the framework is established. So this all works back from the timeline, and then we cover every single thing with a team plan, swag, social promos, booth details, hotels, flight. All of this is the logistics of everything to stay within a theme. And the booth size doesn't actually matter if you apply the framework and then this logistical plan. All that's shifting is how much graphics you're doing.
Let me make sure. Is this Tracy G? So we know who to send it to.
Yeah.
How do you work on a theme?
We sit in a room and just honestly throw stuff at a wall.
And not make it boring. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's Tracy Carsoni. Okay. So
Yeah.
we'll send that to you, Tracy. We have your email. Yeah, I guess. So litmus test. If it doesn't make you say what WTF, then if it doesn't make you smile, it's a bad thing. And you have to go hard into the theme. I know this is if you take this off for a second.
Yeah.
Oops, I meant to do it this way. So how to make a theme? The theme doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna say this. We could have done anything. We could have been Star Wars and dressed up and done like,
threw out Power Rangers.
We could have just walked around like this all the time with everybody. It doesn't matter as long as you go hard into it. That's why one of the pillars is head to toe uniform. Everybody wear the same. The sticky methodology was supposed to be 1970s ball disco, and the team being I love Hive Strategy. They would not wear they wouldn't do the full theme. They didn't want bell bottom pants. They didn't we had this full theme, and I would have been more successful if we all in, because it would have been more WTF. They would have been like, why are y'all are just like y'all are just cool. What's happening? We had a full disco to it. We had music coming, and we weren't able to fully execute the WTF frame because other people felt uncomfortable doing it. So Shelly, how do you not make it boring? You have to be head. There must be something on your head to toe, all the way to the feet, and you must be committed. So pick a theme. We could do college game day. And what would that mean for us? We would be wearing helmets. We would have to there'd be like linebacker stuff, commit to the bit. We would have cleats on. We might just think about the girls would be think about that. And that's what everyone, and they're like, yeah, we'd have girls dress up like linebackers because what the fuck, because WTF. And if it doesn't make you say that, then let's do Star Trek, and and we're all Vulcans, and every single day we're just literally a different species. That would be a great event. Today we're the Borg. Would you like to? Tomorrow we're the Vulcans. The next day we are. We're all humans from Earth, and anyway. The point being, what matters is you commit. The theme matters a whole lot less. Everybody thinks a couple of things matter, and they don't. That are names of things. The sticky methodology. Is that a good name? Probably not. Did it work? Yes. Is Super a great name? Probably not. Does it work? It just doesn't matter as much as the commitment to doing it.
I think one of the WTF moments that can happen, and it is, Lindsay said, commit to the bit, make it fun. But there is a WTF with metaphorical depth, like Hive and SaaStock had, it's bee themed. So I did a Bee Gees song. And so for this year, right? Legos, everybody loves Legos, but there's there's metaphors that you can say, like being an admin is like when you walk on Legos. So there was Lego walk.
It allows content for it, right? Like we're building
And context. Yes.
Yeah. So there are better things, but like if I was starting, I just wouldn't worry that much about it. It's more
Right.
just because the hardest part is getting people to commit to the theme. The hardest is actually really pretty easy to create the context and content because you can spin things however you want to.
Correct.
I want to do Star Trek now. Like me talking about this, like it's so crazy. I just kind of want to do it.
The theme for next year is already picked and it's not moving.
She wants to do college, and I'm like, I don't know, not crazy enough. Unless you're gonna wear a helmet and dress up like a linebacker, we're not doing
I
it.
probably should since I got a concussion at inbound. So
That's true. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna right have it stuff fit the theme because it will, huh? Totally, that's it. Yep. Shelly, anything else? We got 1 minute.
there you go.
We need more fun. We need more fun. Exactly, Lindsay. Exactly. Yes.
Lindsay, are you trolling me through here?
No, she's not trolling you. The other thing we're not going to do is how about we should do one. The whole thing should be super basic.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm going to show you the most basic thing ever.
No. Okay. Shelly told me
We're
no.
going to end with this. This is my daughter's Thanksgiving sweater that just arrived.
That is so pretty.
Basic. And her Halloween one. If you want to know where they came from,
She's committed to the bit.
I am.
Oh yeah. Okay, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Tracy and Shelly, thank you for staying with us. We're committed to doing surges and giving everything we think is right for free because giveth is better than receiving it. Okay. Adios, everybody. Thank you for the time. Adios.